Hello everyone, I'm Vikas and I welcome you to another lecture on Android note-taking application development with Firebase. So in the last video, we created a random color generator and we assigned that color to the note background, and we also created a note details activity and displayed the details of the sample notes that we had created on the recycler view, right? So from this video, we are going to work on Firebase. So we need to set up few things on Firebase first. So I'm gonna go and start the browser and open the Firebase console. So you do the same and go ahead and start the console.google.com. Okay, console.firebase.google.com, like how I have opened here. And here you need to open the Firebase project where you have connected your Android application. So in my case, this is Fire Notes, and you may notice that at the beginning of the video that I had connected that my Android Studio project with different Firebase project, but I deleted that and I created a new Firebase project so that I'll be able to show you all the things that I need to do at the beginning when we open the Firebase console for the first time. So it's for you. I have connected my Android application to completely new Firebase project. So you don't need to get confused. You just open the Firebase project that you have connected your application to and we'll be good to go. So I'm going to open this Fire Notes here. This is my project. And when you open this for the first time, it's going to ask you for the location and the accept the term and condition. You just select all and accept it, and you will be presented with this dashboard here. And now here you can see this develop menu option, and here we have all the component that we can use in our application. So for now, I'm going to go to the database section here because we need a database to store the notes, because I want to start storing notes now using the Android application. So let's go to the database, and when you open this database for the first time, it's gonna ask you to create the database, and click on this create database option, and it will ask you to whether open in production mode or test mode. Okay, now here we need to select which mode we want our database to open in, and select the production mode here. Click next, and it will ask you to select the location. You can select any location. I'm gonna let it be default option here. Click on done, and after that we'll be able to use this Firestore database to our application. Okay, now we have this database dashboard ready for us. Now let's go to the rules here and modify something, because we don't have the user authenticated in our application yet. So I want to give the option to read and write for every user who comes to our application for now. So I'm going to make this allow read and write. That means we are letting everyone to read and write without any authentication. In the next part or in the coming videos, we'll when we implement the authentication in our application, we will come back and modify these rules. Okay, for now let's publish this. Okay, it says the security rules are public, so let it be like that for now. Go back to the data. Now we can start creating the collection and inserting the data. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the Android Studio here. In our main activity, let me open the activity.main.xml here. So from here, I want to have one option, just like that floating button in the note details, to add the note. Or so now I want to start the activity whenever somebody click on add note option. So for that we need a new activity called add activity. So from here I'm going to create the new activity, and we'll create the basic activity here as well. Okay, I'm going to create the basic activity and name it as add notes or add note, and we'll give the hierarchical parent here. It will set up the back button automatically. So main activity is the hierarchical parent, so click on OK, and now let's click on finish. Select on proceed anyway, click on finish. Okay, so this is the activity where we will add our new notes, and we'll implement the action how we will insert that note to the Firebase inside this activity. Okay, so for now I'm going to close all these thing here. If you remember, we have add option in navigation drawer, right? So let me go to this nav menu.xml file and show you. So inside this we have this add note option. So we have this add note option here, And what I want to do here is whenever somebody click on this add note from the navigation drawer, I want to send them to the add note activity. And later in the video, we'll also add the floating button in the main activity. And whenever somebody click on that floating button as well, we'll send them to the add note activity so that they can add the new node to our application, Okay. So to handle that, I need to go back to the main activity. Okay, so to handle the click on that menu, navigation drawer menu, we have created this on navigation item selected listener here. And from here we can handle the click on that, right? Since we have this item.getItemID is switched using the switch statement, I'm gonna add the first case here, and that will check if r.id, if the case is r.id dot the id of the menu, that is add note, right? If the user click on the add note menu, we'll start the new activity here. So start activity take the intent as the parameter. So I'm going to create new intent inside this new intent, and here I need to pass the current context as well as the activity where we want to go. So the activity where we want to go is add note. So add note dot class. We'll break this. Now I'm going to open this application and show you guys what I just did here. Okay, the application is running now, and I'm going to open the navigation drawer, click on add note, and it's going to start this add note activity. Let me go to our final applications and show you what we have in our final application add note option. So whenever somebody click on add new, we have this animation. We'll implement that later. And here we have this close button, as well as we have this edit text in the toolbar, and we also have this edit text in the body of the add note. Okay, and we have this save button here, that is floating button, right? So let's go ahead and implement this layout in our application. So we'll go to the content add note.xml file here, and here I'm gonna add few things. First one is the text view. So first we'll add the edit text here, but we'll select the multi-line text, not the regular plain text, because we are adding the multi-line here. So it is better to use multi-line text field, and set the constraint. Okay, and now make it match constant, and I'll also make it give the margin on the all side of 8 tp. And you may notice here we have this horizontal border at the bottom of this text view. So I want to remove that because that do not look really good when we actually run this application. So to remove that, I can change the background tint color. So I'm gonna go here and change this background tint to null, or change to transparent color. Okay, and it is hidden now. And I'm gonna change the few properties like text size, that is already 18xp, so that is fine, I guess. And I'm gonna change the text color to completely black, and here I'm gonna give the hint as note details. And now let's go to the activity AddNote.xml file, because this file contains our toolbar, and inside this toolbar I want to add the one more edit text field or view. So let's go back to the text and drag and drop the plain text, and just after this toolbar drop it, and I'm going to copy this and paste it inside the toolbar. So to do that, I'm going to close this like that and paste it inside, and it's going to be displayed here inside this toolbar. And I'm going to give the ID as note title, or let me make this more readable by adding add note title, so that we can easily identify this edit text view when we use this in Java file. So I'm going to remove this text. Instead of that, I'm going to display the hint. So hint note title, or instead of note title, I'm going to display the on title. And also I'll also change the few properties of text, like let's make this little bold, and also change the color to white so that it is more readable. That color will be displayed in while, but it is hint, so it is not displaying in that. But if you want to change the color of hint as well, then we can go to the color tint somewhere here and we can change that. Okay, from here we can change that to any other color. So let me change that to white as well. So this is the design of our AddNote activity, and I also want to change these mail icon to save icon. So if you remember, we have this list of icons here we have already added, and one of them is save icon here. So I'll use the same icon to change this. So I can change that by going to the text, and instead of using this Android or drawable email, I'm going to change that to @drawable and save. Okay, and this icon is a little bit small, so I'm going to change, I'm going to make this little bit bigger. Let me go to the exact properties that we need for that. Okay, so maximum image size is 24 dp. I'm going to make this to 30 dp and we'll see. Okay, this much is fine, I guess. And I'm going to change this background color as well to make this matching with toolbar. So let me change that from here. Instead of this, I'm going to give the color primary dark, which is the color of our toolbar, so that this all looks same, and which is good design practice as well. And in the let me go back here and give the ID for this edit text. So this is the design that we're going to use. And actually I'm going to remove this border as well from this toolbar edit text. So I'm going to go here and go to the background tint, and here I'm going to give the transparent color. I select the add note title here, and I'm going to give the background, I'm going to change the background tint to transparent. Okay, that will change, remove that. Okay, so this is the design of our AddNote.xml activity or AddNote activity. So let's actually go back here and start programming the logic to add the new node to the Firebase. Okay, so since we are going to use Firebase here, I'm gonna start by creating the variable of Firebase Firestore. So Firebase Firestore f store. Okay, and I'm gonna get the instance of Firebase Firestore here. Firestore equals to Firebase Firestore.get instance. So we always initialize the Firebase Firestore variable using this get instance. It will get the one instance of the database, and we can use that instance to perform the various database actions in the Firestore. Okay, so this is the initial thing we will always do with the Firestore or FireAuth or any other Firebase product when we use them in the Android application. Okay, now we have the instance of Firestore. Now what I want to do is I want to get the content of this AddNote content and the title of this node whenever somebody click on this save button. Okay, so let me go here, and we have handled that click on that button here. So I'm gonna remove this snack bar here, and whenever somebody click on this floating icon, I want to display some message or toast, right? So let me run this. Okay, while trying to running this application, I got this error. It says it is invalid or well not formatted well. So I think I cannot use this tag opening and closing symbol here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change this from here to onTitle. Okay, so we have this default string called onTitle, and I'm gonna select that, and it's gonna replace that here. And now I'm gonna go and run this application again. Okay, the application is running now, and if I go here and click on AddNote, so when I click on the AddNote, it's opening the AddNote activity, and here I can add the new content. But you can see the color is white, so I'm not able to see anything. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna change that. So select go to the content AddNote and change the color of this text view. So I think I have given the white, but it's not working. So let me select some other color, and I'm gonna select the complete black color. Okay, run this again. Okay, let me go to the AddNote activity again, and this is our title, and if I add something now, it's in the black color.